Welcome to the unit on Mathematics of Finance. And in this unit, we will be talking about some basic concepts of mathematics that are used in business or financial field. Okay, the concepts like simple interest, compound interest, ordinary annuity, future value of an ordinary annuity, and so on. Mathematics, as we know, is widely used in almost all the fields, and in specific to financial field, some of the services which uses mathematics is in the investment banks, then retail and commercial banks, and then we have hedge funds. Basically, when you're dealing with stock markets, the risk management and the portfolio management, you'll see mathematics being widely used. The corporate treasuries and regulatory bodies, and specifically the applications for which mathematics is being used in this field is to formulate and analyze investments and loans, derivative security pricing and valuation, then portfolio creation and structuring, quantitative investing strategies, and risk management. Okay, of course, these are some fields that we'll be talking about as applications later in this particular unit. Okay, now in a simple language, suppose I have to deal with a question something like this. So you sit to buy a home, okay, and the person who is selling you a home is excited to sell you. The owner is thrilled to have that their home sell, and the bank is eager to lend you the money to buy the house. Okay, so you basically want to buy a house, for which you approach a bank. You want to purchase the home for rupees 25 lakhs, okay, and put down 20% down. So down payment is 20%, so 5 lakhs, and the bank is ready to give you a loan of remaining 20 lakhs at a rate of 9% per annum. So while you are ready to move and get settled, the question or you wonder is, how much is this home really going to cost you? So neglecting the insurances and taxes, how much will you pay for this rupees 25 lakhs home after you make the last payment on a 20-year mortgage? So basically, you should be at least in a position to know if you're taking a loan of 20 lakhs from a bank at 9% per annum, and if you're planning to repay it in 20 years time, how much are you actually going to pay to the bank in terms of your EMIs that you're going to pay in this 20 years. So it's a simple question, but we should be in a state or a position to understand and calculate these things ourselves. And that is the reason why we'll be talking about this simple concepts in this unit. Okay, so the objectives that we have in studying this unit is to know how simple and compound interest are calculated, distinguish between simple and compound interest by computing future and present value for simple and compound interest problems. Okay, and then determine present and future value and deposit, withdrawal, payment amount of an annuity and a loan. So we should be at least in a position to understand some simple financial terms like simple interest, compound interest, how to calculate annuity, how to calculate future value of an annuity, how to calculate present value of an annuity, and so on. Okay, some general terms before we start with the actual formulae and definitions. Okay, it is some notations that we'll be using throughout this unit. Principal amount is denoted by P, and the principal amount is the amount that is borrowed or deposited on which the interest is computed. Then total amount is denoted by capital A, and it is the total sum of money returned by the borrower or the depositor. Rate of interest is denoted by R, small r, or some authors also use capital R, and it is the rate of interest or the rate at which the interest is being calculated. Time T, okay, it is denoted in capital T or even as N. It is a period for which the interest is computed. Okay, and the interest I is the notation that is used for the interest amount, and it is basically the excess money returned over the amount borrowed or deposited. This interest amount is basically the difference between the total amount and the principal amount. Okay, so these are the notations that we'll be following before we start with the calculations of simple interest and compound interest.